So basically it's been 5 months. So what we were planning to do essentially around now was to do the secondary TEP, the secondary talk for the esophageal speech. But at the moment we have a very small stoma. So I think we're going to do a stomoplasty, which is to enlarge the size of the stoma. And I think we shouldn't do the top at the same time because the wounds are too close together. It's theoretically possible, but my gut feeling is rather we do the stomoplasty, which is a widening of the stoma, and then a few weeks later put the TEP in. So remember, we were aiming for the stoma last month, but that was Corona time, so we sort of delayed it till now, but the stoma is too small. Okay, so a stoma is the hole, right, which is communicating into your trachea for your breathing. So a small stoma is anything less than, about less than 1.5 centimeters. We'd like it to be bigger than 1.5 centimeters. Yours is less than a centimeter, so we need to widen it. For laryngectomy patients, not that often. Not that often. We don't have to do it often. Sometimes the stoma is closed down, sometimes they don't. No, it's a short operation. Probably about 20 minutes to half an hour.
What's the recovery of the stoma?
A couple of, maybe 1 week to 2 weeks. So in terms, basically it's just to sort of cut out the excess tissue and stitch it up again.
So the subject matter expert and confident about it.
Yes.
Where's my team going?
So we're looking at a few weeks after the stomoplasty. Alright, so the TEP basically is essentially a hole between the trachea and the esophagus where the airflow is diverted from the trachea, which is the breathing air, into the esophagus, and it vibrates. That little device called a Provox valve vibrates and creates an artificial voice, and that voice or that noise or that vibration is then articulated by a mouth to produce speech. Right? So a TEP is essentially a top tracheoesophageal fistula. So it's an artificial opening between the trachea and the So the lessons we've learned from this, where do I start? We've learned we had problems occur. I mean, those problems are quite common problems. Wound issues. We're going to stop medically first before we talk non-medical lessons. But from a medical point of view, we've learned the issues with the wound problems and in COVID context, and how you deal with the isolation in COVID, the psychological aspects and all of that, and then how you've healed. In the media space, how it takes you as a person to actually come out of this. From a non-medical point of view, we've learned some things, and we've heard. I wouldn't say we've learned anything. I think we've realized some realities about the situation in our practice. And then, to be honest with you, what we've learned is where the holes are, where the shortcomings are, and where we need to actually improve. But that's part of the process. The team is a state in flux. Not everybody remains there all the time. People come in and go, and we just need to make sure we get the training up to scratch. And we need to keep this as a constant training. So I think that's our biggest lesson from our point of view is the training and the education.